Hey VC, what's going on? How you doing out there? Hope everyone's well tonight, or whenever you see this. It's the weekend, at least over here it is, and I'm in a great mood, and I got records to show and some musical babble to share with you as well. So why don't we get started? The vinyl stack is not very big, but records I dig and want to show them off. So why not? Here we go. Alright, the quest for Deep Purple continues, and I got a really great album, classic album from them. I got Machine Head from Deep Purple, found a really nice used copy of the record, and yeah, I spun this. I got all these records last weekend and spun this during the week and had a lot of fun blasting this one. There's the gatefold with big old picture collage. Not bad. And it is on Warner Brothers label. And a very nice looking clean record as well. So whoever owned this before I did took excellent care of it, because it sounds great on the turntable. Absolutely great, and the cover is in really good condition. So I got lucky on this one. And you know, Highway Star, Smoke on the Water, Space Truckin'. I like the songs Pictures of Home, Never Before. Lazy's pretty cool. So really enjoyed this album. It's a classic, so obviously a lot of you probably heard it a million times already. But it's new to my collection, the album anyway. I had an uncle that was big time into this record. Every time we go visit him at his house, he'd be playing it. So oh yeah, this record's been around. So anyway, really cool to put this in my collection. It's a classic by Deep Purple. Another somewhat classic album from Fleetwood Mac, Mirage. This is a gold stamp promo copy. And what's interesting about this particular promotional copy, it's a Quiet 2 limited promo pressing of the album. And I don't know much about Quiet, so I asked the shop owner from the record shop I bought this from, and he said it was kind of like a promotional pressing, like an early virgin vinyl pressing. And he says the quality is pretty good, so I just took him at his word and went ahead and bought it. I already had a good used copy of this already, but I wanted to give the Quiet thing a shot. But it actually does sound better than the copy I have. And this is also a really well cared for album, so there's no scratches, it's real clean, and plays like butter. So a really nice copy. This is a great album as well. I mean, the classic songs on here is Gypsy and Hold Me. It's a fun listen, really fun listen. I dug this one. Let me turn this down a little bit. I'm shouting over Rush. I really enjoyed this album. The sound quality from this Quiet 2 pressing is a lot better than the used pressing I had in my collection for the last couple of years or so, and was really happy with it. Made it real fun to listen to this album, so dug that one. Also on a Quiet 2 promo pressing, limited edition, I have Chrissy McVie's first solo album, which is self-titled. Never owned this record before, and just like the Fleetwood Mac record, gold stamp promo, as you can see there, and Quiet limited edition pressing. I don't know if that's really a big deal or not, but that's what it is. It comes with the original insert. And Chrissy McVie is actually a really gorgeous woman, absolutely beautiful, but a great singer and songwriter as well. And also on Warner Brothers, also in beautiful shape. Sounds really nice too. Sound quality is really killer on this album, and this is a very good record, very enjoyable. Really enjoyed this album. Never owned it before. The only song I heard was the big hit single on here, which was Got a Hold on Me. Always been a fan of that song, and even bigger fan now of this album now that it's in the collection. It is a fun listen. Brought it home, spun it a couple times already, and I could tell is going to be one of those go-to albums if I'm in the mood for, you know, Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks records. This will be going on next. Maybe I should get some Lindsey Buckingham records too while I'm at it. But this was a real good album. Really enjoyed it. And this Quiax 2 limited pressing seems to sound pretty damn good. It's a promo pressing, so sounds great. So if anyone has knows anything about Quiax or has a few of their records in their collection, Quiax records in their collection, let me know what you think of them, because I actually like them. Alright, let's move on. Next one up is from the Bee Gees, and this one's called Odessa. Really nice looking album. It is the red velvet cover. So really cool. I don't know how rare the velvet cover is. I would imagine it is very rare, because every time I see this album, it's just a regular red cover. I've never seen it quite like this with the velvet, and you can still see the paint on it. So you can see, you know, up here with the stereo, Bee Gees Odessa, and you can make out Atco record label logo. Really nice. Here's the gatefold here. So really nice gatefold as well. And I really been getting lucky on this gig. Every album I turned out, even though the record is quite old, the vinyl itself is in good shape. So not bad, you know, and especially a record as old as this. The vinyl record is in very, very good shape. I spun both records, and this is a good album. I do like this album. I can't say it's going to get a lot of spins. It seems like a kind of record I'd have to be in the mood for. But really loved what I heard. When I first bought this, I was just attracted to the cover, the velvet, really nice. I asked the store owner about it. He said it came out around the time of Sgt. Pepper, therefore it didn't sell very well. He said it was a concept album and a very good album by the Bee Gees, and recommended it. So I thought I'd give it a shot, because I knew I wouldn't see anything like this again. And he was right. I came home, spun it. I did like what I heard. Some really good music, great vocals on here. It is a concept record, and it's a very interesting listen. I was actually quite impressed with it. Like I said, I don't think it'll get a lot of spins here, but when the mood does strike me, I know this record will more than deliver. And just, like I said, just seems so rare with the velvet cover that I had to put in the collection. Real happy I did. It's awesome though. Alright, this one was pretty cool to find. Found it discounted in the clearance bin, and I thought, okay, I got part 1, why not get part 2? So it's Journey's Greatest Hits part 2. I remember I found part 1 used, but it was in fantastic shape. This was in the clearance rack for like $17, something like that. And I had some user rewards points accumulated, so I applied it to this and snagged the record for $9. $9 record here. So really, really majorly discounted. And I don't know why I'm sharing prices with the VC, but I was real happy to get this at such a cheap price. And this is a brand spanking new album, and really dig the songs on it. Here's the gatefold. Big Journey fan from the 80s. And like I said, I have part 1 of their greatest hits. So putting part 2 in the collection was so cool. Stone in Love, After the Fall, Chain Reaction, Escape, They Still Ride, Stay a While, Suzanne. Some great songs on here. Feeling That Way, Anytime, Walks Like a Lady. Live version of Mother Father. This is the name of a few of the songs on here. I was real happy to put this in the collection, like I said, being such a big time Dirty fan. And it's on the Red Columbia label, so really nice score there. 180 gram, and it definitely feels like a big thick piece of plastic here. When I brought it home, both records went by like that. I had a great time listening to this. Maybe we'll listen again later tonight after I turn the camera off. It was just such fun to listen to everything in one collection, really. Listening to individual Journey albums is a lot of fun, but to have a nice greatest hits compilation across a 2-record set, really great. And I noticed there was a kind of a Journey vibe going to VC lately, so really happy to jump on that train. So Best of Journey Volume 2, 2-record set, pretty hot. Okay, now this one I bought just for the hell of it. Actually, the next 2 albums I bought just for the hell of it because it takes me back to the day, early 80s hard rock, and this was a classic rock record in that category. It's Dio Holy Diva, and that cover says it all right there. That cover just says everything. Well, I'm taking out the plastic here. Look at that. Hot to damn. Hot to damn. The back is just, a little bit of artwork and credits and names of the songs. I had so many buddies that was into this album, into Dio. It really wasn't my cup of tea back in the day. Saw this in the vinyl store. This album, whoever had it before me, because it was used, took excellent care of this record because it is in great shape for being as old as it is, I'm sure. Fantastic shape. Plays and purrs like a kitten, I'm telling you. Really, really nice. Someone took excellent care of this record, and I'm the one that benefited because, I just saw it sitting on the shelf. Even though it's open, it's in the original shrink. And I thought, what the hell, I'll go for it. And man, I had fun with this album. This is really a good album. I've never owned it before. Like I said, I had a lot of buddies that were into this, and sort of when I was hanging out with them, I would hear it cranking in their bedrooms, or we could hear it in their car or whatever. This really takes you back. It was a fun album, so I had a really good time listening to this. And sounds great on vinyl. The little 80s hard rock metal sounds really good on vinyl, so really glad I picked this up. And another one from back in the day, a little bit more on the poppy commercial side, it was White Lion, their first album, which was called Pride. I have some musician friends that love the guitarist in this band. I forgot his name, Vito Bratta, and I couldn't believe how much he looked like Eddie Van Halen. It's this dude right here, that guy. Not only did he look like Eddie Van Halen, he kind of played like Eddie Van Halen too. He almost sounded just like him, but a really good guitar player. The first single from this album was called Wait, and I remember that was a big song back in the mid-80s when this record came out. Original insert with the photo of the band, lyrics on the other side, and it is on the Atlantic label. And a record that's in pretty good shape as well, so sounds really nice on the turntable. And I remember I didn't rate White Lion very high back in the day because I was so spoiled. There were so many good hard rock acts out at the time. So White Lion was kind of way back on the food chain. But nowadays, it's nice to go back to the records you probably didn't give much attention to back then. And this was one of them. And shame on me because it's actually not a bad album. When we get to the very last song of the album, when the children cry, the needle's coming off the album because I can't fucking stand that song. But otherwise, a good album. So, White Lion Pride, pretty cool. This was a must-have. It's a 12-inch single, and this had to be my collection. Even though I've heard this song a million times, I got the album, blah blah blah, CD, DVD, but this had to be in the collection. It's a 12-inch single from Queensryche for the song Eyes of a Stranger. I never even knew this song was on a 12-inch single. I saw this in the record store, and it was coming home with me no matter what the cost was. This was mine, because I love this song. This is the first song I heard from that album, Operation Mindcrime, on Headbangers Ball back in the 80s when MTV actually played music and it was cool to watch MTV. Well, that's another issue. We'll talk about another video. And there's the label for Eyes of a Stranger. It's just the same song on both sides, same version on both sides, edited version actually. But it's cool to have this on a 12-inch single. I never knew it existed until I saw it sitting there in the shop. And when I first heard this on Headbangers Ball for the very first time, I was already a fan of Queensryche from the album Rage for Order. Heard Eyes of a Stranger and saw the video and thought, I must have that album. I must have it. And I went to the record shop pretty much the week or so it came out. Bought it on cassette back in the day. It was real expensive, wasn't on sale. And thinking, Eyes of a Stranger better not be the only good song on that album or I'm really going to feel ripped off. And the whole album blew my mind. And it was like the most played album in my collection in the year 1988 and 89 and probably 90 for that matter. It's still an album I love to death. And this was the song that got it started with me, Eyes of a Stranger. So really happy to put it in the 12-inch collection. Such a bitchin' song and love it. Timeless. And according to my ears, my collection, a timeless song. Okay, another 12-inch single for one of my heroes. More pop rock is Phil Collins, One More Night. This is the UK 12-inch single version. I actually have this on a 7-inch record, but did not have it on 12-inch record. So here we are, 12-inch single for One More Night from Phil Collins. And of course a song from the album No Jacket Required from 1985. The B-side is the song I Like the Way, which is actually a pretty cool pop song itself. And it has a custom label with all of his handwriting on it. There we are, that's what it looks like. Very nice. And this was the debut single, the first single that I heard off of the album No Jacket Required. I remember my brother heard it, thought it was a cool jam. And then when we heard the studio, he said, that's it, I'm buying the tape. He went out to Tower Records and he bought the cassette. And I think I listened to his cassette more than he did because I instantly fell in love with that album. And when I accumulated enough money to buy it on my own, I didn't have a job. I was only 14 or 15 years old. Went out and bought my own copy of the cassette and played that thing to death. His and my copy, so really cool. And then, so it's real nice to have these things damn near 30 years later to have it on a 12-inch single. Really nice, really nice. And this is in great condition. A really big addition to the Phil Collins singles collection. Well, that's going to do it, folks. That was my little haul for the week. And always good to catch up here on the VC. Hope everybody enjoyed their summer as it's now in the middle of September and everything's starting to wind down and the weather's getting cooler, thank God, because it was so hot in California for a long time. Hope everybody had a great summer and looking forward to fall. Autumn is always my favorite time of year. I'm going to get a lot of jogging in because the weather will be nice and cool outside. I can go out and exercise more and maybe lose some pounds, which I really need to do. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, folks. See you at the next one.